All right, everyone. I am Kelsey KNN Nelson, and as promised, I'm so excited to do this midnight show with you all for my all-new sports show, Listen In with KNN. This show, to me, tonight is going to be huge. We're talking about something very near and dear to my heart, and that is Cam Newton and this recent saga that has happened this week with the media with his comments. So please tweet me your questions at @TheRealKNelson. I have my Twitter page up. I am looking forward to answering your questions and seeing your guys' comments and thoughts, and also feel free to ask me on here. And also, before I start, please remember to swipe right on your screen so you can share this with everyone, because this is a very near and dear show to my heart. I got a little special background here, doing it from a little bar, my own little personal bar. But again, it's going to be a huge show. So anyways, I am Kelsey Nelson, and I am launching my all-new sports show, Listen In with KNN. And today I want to start on Cam Newton. And as you guys all know, Cam Newton will be playing in Super Bowl 50. It's very exciting. He will be facing the Denver Broncos. We have Peyton Manning to face. But we have Cam Newton, who is an African-American quarterback. And obviously he is one of the premier African-American quarterbacks right now in the league. So first I want to talk about his comment that he made this week. And that is when he said, "I am an African-American quarterback." That might scare a lot of people because they haven't seen nothing that they can compare me to. That comment, when I heard it, was huge. It was huge because you do have to remember Cam Newton has gotten a lot of criticism. Now, you can say it's because of this or that or what he does, but at the end of the day, I do think Cam Newton's a great guy. I love how he gives the ball to kids after the games and things of that nature, but we do have to remember he is an African-American quarterback. We do not see that often. I have covered Pee Wee leagues, I've covered high school games, I've covered college games. You do not, unfortunately, see a lot of quarterbacks that are African-American in that position, so it's very unfortunate. But when we have somebody rise to that elite level, and I want to go back to some other African-American quarterbacks, because obviously Cam Newton is it now. And I thought one of the things that were huge was Doug Williams, who you guys know was the African-American quarterback that won a championship of the Super Bowl with some of your guys' teams, the Washington Redskins. He actually came out this week and said they probably look at Cam almost like they look at me. This is what he told USA Today. And he chuckled, it says in the USA Today article, and said he wishes he was the athlete that Cam was. And this is from Doug Williams, who won a Super Bowl, the only black quarterback to win a Super Bowl. So I think that's huge, obviously, until we had Russell Wilson, and that's more recent. But I think Cam Newton is very different than Russell Wilson, and we're going to talk about that later in my show. But I do want to talk about other African-American quarterbacks and where Cam Newton fits in. So obviously you have Warren Moon. Warren Moon was a prolific passer, right? He's probably one of the greatest passers that I've ever seen, and that probably many of you guys have ever seen. I don't think there's any debate about how great Warren Moon was. And then also I want to talk about one of my personal favorites, even though I'm not an Eagles fan, but Donovan McNabb. I know a lot of you guys probably are fans of Donovan McNabb, but let's remember Donovan McNabb. I mean, he has just so many great traits about himself. He's been to 5 NFC championship games. And 1 Super Bowl, and then he was in 6 Pro Bowls. Donovan McNabb is not a joke. You cannot debate me on Donovan McNabb. Another great African-American quarterback. You have Steve McNair. And so you in Baltimore, I know, we have a great story with Steve McNair in his later part of his career. But for the Tennessee Titans, Steve McNair was the man. And it's very unfortunate, obviously, what happened with Steve McNair, but he was another great African-American quarterback. And the person I want to talk about next is Michael Vick. And I want to talk about old Michael Vick. Not Michael Vick now, Michael Vick before the dogfighting stuff happened. Because as we all know, when Michael Vick was at his prime in his career, Michael Vick was a quarterback that you did not want to play. That guy can run in the pocket. He was amazing. He can run, he can throw. He was somebody that you did not want to face. So it was another great quarterback. And then also you had Dante Culpepper, you had Cordell Stewart, you had Russell Wilson, which I also want to talk about, because I think Russell Wilson obviously is another person that is just huge, very, 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 very huge. And Russell Wilson is different than Cam in many ways. We're going to talk about that. But going back to Cam Newton, I want to hear from you guys why you guys think he's getting so much criticism. So obviously his dance that a lot of people are talking about, the dad, which I did slightly. I think it's a fun dance, and I think that people took it out of proportion, and people were saying, he's cocky, he's doing this and that. I mean, I remember Aaron Rodgers with the discount double check dance. I'm trying to do it sitting down. Nobody said anything about that. Or you have Tom Brady who likes to spike the ball. I mean, there's just so many instances of football players that we could see doing that. I see you guys giving your comments. I am glad that you guys, a lot of McNabb fans, I have gotten a lot of great things. And again, I think he's one of the greatest. I think he's one of the greatest. I don't think he honestly gets the respect that he deserves. That's my personal opinion. But I think there's so many quarterbacks nowadays that you have to be a personality as well as an athlete. And I think that's what Cam Newton did. And the reason why I'm so deep on the subject is when I went to Maryland, my whole platform was the African American athlete. So I wanted to change the image of the African American athlete. And I feel like that's what Cam Newton has begun to do. And I think Mike Vick was on that way before the dogfighting stuff happened. And I did see some of you guys talking about Randall Cunningham, another great African-American quarterback. I'm glad you guys did your research, and you guys know all these African-American quarterbacks, because it kills me today how many people can't name that many past African-American quarterbacks other than Cam Newton and Russell Wilson, when there was many others that paved the way for them. So for me, my dad went to Grambling State. So the first person I knew in sports was Doug Williams. Everybody from the South, everybody that went to Grambling State, you guys know Doug Williams is a legend there. And also his son, Doug Williams Jr., who also played Grambling State quarterback. But it's crucial now more than ever that these African-American quarterbacks know their role and how much power they have. And that's what we see with Cam Newton. Cam Newton has power, and he's using his power to the best of his ability. Cam Newton knows how to own the media. He does what he wants, and I love that about him. Because we see his community service side. Let's not forget, those footballs are not cheap. They're about, $100 every football you give away. And he's running and giving them to these young kids who are so lucky. That's something they're going to remember for the rest of their lives. But the fact that people are criticizing him for doing a dance craze that he has led. And when I go to Wizards games, when I go to different games, and I see kids of all shapes, sizes, genders doing the dance that Cam Newton does, and how prolific he is, and how kids now even want to give back because of what Cam Newton does, I do not think that you can say all the comments he's saying, but I do think he's right. And the fact that Doug Williams backed him up and said Cam Newton cannot be compared to anyone else right now because he is a unique quarterback. And I want you guys to get that. Cam Newton is very, very, very unique. Let's think about how he's changed the Panthers organization since he's been there. Most people do not think about the Carolina Panthers in a Super Bowl or even the playoffs before Cam Newton. Cam Newton changed the game, especially in Carolina. I lived in Charlotte for a summer. I know the Charlotte fans. Believe me, before Cam Newton, they were not the happiest people. They're probably feeling like Jacksonville Jaguar fans have been feeling for a while now. And that's the truth. No offense to them, but Cam Newton literally changed the organization. And now the fact that they're going to play in Super Bowl 50 is just prolific. And I honestly think Cam Newton has the ability to actually win the Super Bowl. So please put me on record for saying that. But again, I do want to go back to, and I'm getting a few tweets, and I'm liking that you guys are liking Warren Moon. Because if you don't know Warren Moon, you have to do your homework. He is one of the top passers I've ever seen in the game. And I think that's something that's leaving now. Now we have more versatile quarterbacks, which is still good, but Warren Moon is he's everything. So I think he's the epitome of quarterbacks. And I also had a lot about Randall Cunningham. Another great versatile quarterback, which is what I think we see more of today. But Cam Newton, he can throw, he can run, he has the team to win. And again, I think he is getting unfairly criticized for his comments and for the man that he is. Because I do not think that Cam Newton should be judged any differently than we judge other quarterbacks who celebrate and who dance. People are talking more about Cam Newton's dance than they are talking about Johnny Manziel and his off the court and his off the football field problems that he's having. So I do want to address that. We have to look at Cam the same way we look at Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Joe Flacco. We need to judge him and really treat him with the same respect because Cam Newton is elite. We saw Joe Flacco fighting for eliteness a long time. But Cam Newton is here at Super Bowl 50, and some people still won't call him elite. I don't get it. I don't get why. He has continued to prove to us why he is great, not only on the field, but off. He's done a lot of great work. And I do want to say congratulations to Cam on the baby, because obviously, as we know, he had a baby. Great dad, playing football, and I think he's going to lead his team, which we see. Cam Newton has the leadership also in his team. They respect him. I think they play for him. They want to win for him because he has that ability in the locker room to just control it. But also they have fun with him. But again, I do think we need to talk about the importance of African-American quarterbacks in football. The NFL is huge, huge, huge in African-American players. And when players grow up, they're taught different positions. I actually was on a panel a couple weeks ago, and somebody asked, why aren't there any white quarterbacks? And I thought that was a funny question. But I think we need to think about how from a young age, people are usually placed in positions early on, and the quarterback position is not usually one for some reason people don't like to think about for African Americans. But that's why the Russell Wilsons of today and the Cam Newtons of today are crucial, because I do think that they offer a different type of game to the football field, which we're seeing with Cam Newton. He can do it all. People don't know what to think of that because they have not seen that in a while. And again, I'm missing old Michael Vick. I'm still happy he's playing. And another rising quarterback that I think people aren't talking about enough is Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor is doing big things in Buffalo, and I don't think he got the proper respect, but Tyrod Taylor literally turned that organization around. And remember, he was sitting behind Joe Flacco, so we did not get to see the full thing, but Tyrod Taylor is the man. He's great, he's talented, and I can't wait to see what he's doing. But again, going back to this whole Cam Newton issue, please continue to send me your guys' thoughts, comments, concerns, because I want to hear from you guys why you think the media blew it up as big as they did to his comments. Because again, I was completely right in saying it. They don't have anybody to compare him to. When people don't have anybody to compare you to, it scares them. It scares them because people are afraid of the unknown. People are afraid of what Cam Newton can do. He just destroyed the Arizona Cardinals, destroyed them, him and his team. So again, I think if Cam Newton were to win the Super Bowl and he still doesn't get the respect he deserves, I think obviously we have to talk about what people are always scared to talk about, and that is race in sports, because it's crucial. It's crucial. I hear more side stories about Cam Newton than his great stats on the football field, and I think that's a problem. So again, I want to talk about it. I love the tweets coming up. Please continue to watch my show, Listening with KNN. I'm going to have more debate on this, more topic on this. I'm going to have experts on this because I want to hear from you guys. And honestly, if you guys want to be a guest, please tweet me. I love to get you guys in on the show. But the Cam Newton issue, I felt I just had to address because, again, people are scared to talk about race in sports. But on my show, I want to be able to talk about everything. And that's one of the things we have to talk about. And I'm so happy that Cam Newton kind of got that duck out the room that nobody wanted to say. But he knows why he's being looked at differently. Cam Newton is literally in a position right now where he can make or break like the next future of quarterbacks. We have young boys looking up at him now, especially young African-American males. They're looking up at him and say, look, Mom and Dad, I can be the next Cam Newton. I can be the next great quarterback in the league. And also the Russell Wilsons of the league. It's amazing to me, and it's so promising to me to see the African Americans' role in football now and where they will continue to go. So again, it's been so much fun talking with you all. I love sports. I love talking about it. I rushed home from class today just to do this. But again, it's crucial. It's huge. Please use the hashtag Listening with KNN. Tweet me guys your comments, your thoughts. I'm going to try to do a show more often through the week because I love hearing what you guys have to say. And again, I want this to be a show where we're not afraid to talk about anything. I want to talk about any and everything, especially those controversial topics. But Cam Newton is in Super Bowl 50. I think he does need to get the respect he deserves. And again, he's having somebody like Doug Williams back him up this week, which I thought was very huge. Very, very huge for him to have that support. But again, people don't know who to compare him to. People are very scared of what Cam Newton can do and what he has done this season. He did prolific things for the Carolina Panthers organization. I think we're going to continue to see that. So again, please use the hashtag Listening with KNN. You can find my new sports show on Fox Sports, 1340 AM. Please be sure to also give them a follow on Twitter and Instagram at 1340 AM Fox Sports, and on Facebook at Fox Sports 1340 AM in Hopewell, Virginia. So again, I'm looking forward to my all-new sports show I'm launching, Listening with KNN. I'm so excited. I have so many great things lined up for you guys. I still want to talk Cam Newton because this is still going to be a hot topic until the Super Bowl. But again, looking forward to that. Next week, I'm actually doing a Super Bowl preview show. So we're going to be previewing the Super Bowl, which I think is going to be really exciting. I'm going to have a little tailgate party for the Super Bowl and giving you guys the best snacks and treats to have the greatest Super Bowl party, but also just to have fun during the Super Bowl. It's a great time. I'm looking forward to it. But again, this whole Cam Newton issue, I had to talk about it. I wanted to do it at midnight just because I felt like it was an issue that deserved its own time on my show. But again, I'm just so curious to hear what everyone's thoughts are on this whole Cam Newton issue and why his race is playing a factor in the way that Cam Newton is being looked at. I want to hear from you guys too, like if you don't agree with Cam Newton's comments, why? why don't you agree? And why do you support, I guess, others who have disagreed with Cam Newton? But again, it's been so much fun talking with you all. I know it's very late, so for all that listen to my show, I appreciate it from the heart. Your guys' support means everything to me. Again, listening with KNN. I'm launching it in conjunction with Fox Sports. So excited to be a part of the Fox Sports team. Please be sure to follow me on social media at The Real K Nelson. I will follow you guys back. Tweet me, question me, everything. I look forward to your guys' feedback and comments. So again, I'm Kelsey KNN Nelson. This is my only sports show, Listening with KNN. Stay tuned for more. Good night from the East Coast. Hope to see you guys all tomorrow. We'll actually be doing a preview show before Georgetown's game against Providence. And also to everybody in the DMV, please come and meet me at 8 o'clock Saturday night at the Georgetown Providence game, which will be where I'll be doing my next live broadcast show from on Periscope. So again, look out for my new sports show, Listening with KNN. It's going to be on the Fox Sports 1340 AM website. Ask me questions. Again, I'm on social media at The Real K Nelson. Follow Fox Sports Hopewell. It's going to be a great show. I want to make a show for you guys. So if you guys have any ideas, please feel free to contact me. So good night. Thank you again for supporting me. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Bye guys. Good night.